The first thing he said to me wasn't "ma'am" or "can I help you?" It was, "You need to get out of that seat right now before I have you escorted off this aircraft." No warning, no curiosity, just certainty. The kind of certainty that comes from a man who's never been questioned in his life. And I remember thinking, not with anger yet, just with this quiet disbelief, wow. So, this is how it starts. Let me rewind a bit because context matters. This happened on a rainy Tuesday night at a private terminal outside Chicago. The kind of terminal that smells like espresso and polished leather where everyone walks like they already own the place. I was flying to Zurich on a long-haul charter wearing a faded navy hoodie, black leggings, beat-up sneakers, and carrying a scuffed leather backpack that looked like it had been dragged through 3 airports and 1 bad relationship. I did not look important. I did not look rich. I did not look like I belonged there. And that, apparently, was the problem. To be clear, I wasn't hiding. I just wasn't advertising. I'd built my life learning that silence gives you information. I was 41 at the time, a tech founder turned aviation investor, quietly holding a controlling stake in a luxury charter company called Altair Skies. On paper, my name showed up in business magazines. In real life, most people saw what they wanted to see. That night, they saw a tired black woman in a hoodie. I checked in like everyone else. Boarding pass scanned clean. Seat 1A. The gate agent paused, that tiny pause people think you don't notice. The up and down look. The polite smile that didn't reach her eyes. "Enjoy your flight," she said. I walked on board, past the cockpit, caught a whiff of expensive cologne and ego, and took my seat. 1A wasn't just a seat, it was the suite. Extra space, privacy, direct view of the cockpit door. I sat down, buckled in, pulled my hood up slightly and watched. I always watch. It's a habit you pick up when you've been underestimated your whole life. The cabin filled with noise and money. Loud conversations about deals, a guy complaining about his wine being the wrong temperature, a woman with sunglasses indoors, and a dog that looked better groomed than I was. And then he walked in. Captain Mark Halden. Tall, silver hair, shoulders back like he was posing for a recruitment poster. His uniform looked freshly pressed, like he'd ironed it just to remind himself who he was. He was laughing with a man who definitely wasn't on my internal manifest review. Polo shirt, smug grin. Drink already in hand. They walked like the plane belonged to them. That's when I heard it. "Best seats open for you, Rick," the captain said loudly. "I always keep it free." I felt my stomach tighten just a little. He stopped when he reached row 1, looked at the seat, looked at me. The smile dropped off his face like it had slipped on ice. "You," he said, pointing, "you're in the wrong seat." I looked up slowly. "I don't think I am." He sighed, loud enough for the whole cabin. "Let me see your boarding pass." "I've already scanned it," I said, calm even. "Seat 1A. He laughed, short and sharp. "No, that's not how this works. This seat is reserved. For paying passengers," I said. "For VIPs. He corrected, eyes flicking over my hoodie. "There's been a mistake. You can move to the back." The word move hung there heavy. "I paid full fare," I said. "I'm staying." That's when his tone changed. "You know the one. The voice people use when they stop pretending to be polite." "Listen, sweetheart," he said, leaning closer. "I don't know how you got past the gate, but this seat is not for you." There it was. The assumption, the judgment, the unspoken, "you don't belong." Around us, people were watching. No one said a word. He straightened up and said, "If you don't move, I will have security remove you." Removed, like an object. I asked him very quietly, "Do pilots normally override confirmed tickets for personal friends?" His face went red. Authority hates questions. "I am the captain," he snapped. "On this aircraft I decide. This is your last warning." When he called me a security risk, when he used the word stowaway, something inside me went cold. Not hot. Cold, because that word carries weight. It ruins days. Sometimes lives. The flight attendant looked terrified. She whispered that my ticket was valid. He waved her off. "Look at her," he said. "Does she look like our typical clientele?" I stood up then. Not because I was scared, but because I wanted to see how far this would go. I wanted to see if anyone would step in. No one did. I walked down the aisle toward the back, every step heavy, that familiar mix of humiliation and clarity settling in. A man in a suit murmured, "That's messed up." I nodded. "It is." I took the seat near the lavatory, buckled in, and opened my phone. I sent one message to my COO. Just facts. No emotion. "Let him fly," I added, after his immediate response. "I want this documented." Up front, the captain was celebrating. His friend stretched out in my seat, ordered expensive whiskey, treated the cabin like a private lounge. The captain left the cockpit more than once, laughing, drinking coffee, playing host. Rules bent easily when no one thinks you're watching. I was watching. I pulled up internal systems through a secure channel. Flight logs, fuel orders, crew designations. And there it was. Patterns. Over-ordering fuel that never made it on board. Friends listed as crew. Free flights as repayment for personal debts. It wasn't just arrogance, it was rot. Then the turbulence hit, not the gentle kind. The kind that throws drinks into the air and makes your stomach drop into your shoes. I was strapped in. His friend wasn't. Glass shattered. He screamed, clutching his arm. The intercom crackled, not with the captain's voice, but a younger one. Nervous, unsteady. The captain was out of the cockpit again, during severe air. The plane recovered. Barely. Afterward, the captain came on the PA smooth as ever. "Everything is under control." It wasn't. I helped stabilize his injured friend while he complained, cursed, threatened lawsuits. At one point, through clenched teeth, he muttered that the captain owed him money and paid him back with flights. That was the last piece. I sent one final message. "Have law enforcement waiting. Main gate." When we landed, the engines hadn't even fully powered down before the captain saw the lights outside. Police. Executives. No confusion. No delay. He stormed out of the cockpit, demanding answers. He looked at me like I was still nothing. "Who are you?" he asked. I said my name, I said my role, I said it clearly. The silence that followed was almost peaceful. He stammered. Accused. Denied. Tried to laugh it off. His friend tried to slip away and then turned on him the second consequences showed up. Loyalty evaporates fast when the bill comes due. The captain was relieved of command on the spot. Evidence laid out. Charges explained. His stripes meant nothing now. As he was escorted off, he looked back at me and said, "You ruined my life." I shook my head. "No," I said. "You did that when you decided who deserved respect." Afterward, I apologized to the passengers. Refunded every cent. Took care of the crew who'd been too afraid to speak. Promoted the young officer who kept us in the air. I walked off that plane in the same hoodie I'd boarded in. Same sneakers, same backpack. Nothing about me had changed, only what people were forced to see. So here's my question for you. If you'd been in my place, would you have spoken up immediately, or would you have let the truth reveal itself like I did? Where do you draw the line between patience and complicity? And how many times have you seen someone judged, dismissed, or mistreated simply because they didn't look the part? Tell me in the comments. I read them all.